Once upon a prehistoric time in the lush green valleys of what would one day become Montana, lived a gigantic Tyrannosaurus rex named Thunder. He was the fiercest creature in the land. So loud, so fast, and so enormous that even the trees trembled when he walked. But Thunder had one problem. He was incredibly lonely. Thunder tried making friends with other dinosaurs, but they either ran away in fear or were too scared to talk to him. Even the Stegosauruses avoided eye contact. He would spend his evenings stomping around and roaring into the sunset, hoping anyone, would say hello. One day, as Thunder was napping under a palm tree, a tiny creature scurried up his snout and perched on his nose. It was a mouse, a prehistoric rodent named Tiny, who had absolutely no fear and even less sense of danger. Thunder blinked open one massive eye. "Are you sitting on my nose?" he rumbled. "Yep," Tiny squeaked. "Nice view from up here." "You're kind of big, huh?" "No one's ever talked to me like that," Thunder said in surprise. "Well, no one's ever had a nose big enough to be a stage," Tiny replied with a grin. And just like that, an unlikely friendship was born. Tiny and Thunder became inseparable. Tiny would ride on Thunder's head, acting as his lookout. He'd whisper advice in Thunder's ear like, "Don't eat the red berries, they gave you the toots yesterday." Or that Triceratops is not waving hello, he's charging. Thunder, in return, protected Tiny from hawks and lizards and built a tiny treehouse for him in the crook of an old fern. They had adventures every day, racing across open plains, playing hide and seek. Thunder was terrible at hiding and telling stories by moonlight. Thunder taught Tiny how to roar, though it came out more like a squeak, and Tiny taught Thunder how to laugh. But one day, a massive volcano began to rumble in the distance. The land shook. Ash clouded the skies. Dinosaurs everywhere began to flee. Thunder looked around, panicked. "Where will you go, Tiny?" he asked, his voice trembling. "I'll go wherever you go," Tiny replied. "We stick together, remember?" So Thunder bent down, and Tiny climbed into the pouch of a satchel made from palm leaves Thunder had woven with his tiny claws. It had taken 2 weeks. Together they outran the falling ash, crossed rivers, and climbed hills until they found a safe cave hidden behind a waterfall. They stayed there until the world calmed down, and when they emerged, everything looked different. But they had each other, and from then on, every creature in the valley knew. If you saw the mighty T-Rex stomping through the jungle, you'd likely spot a tiny mouse riding high on his head, shouting directions like a captain steering a ship. Because Thunder and Tiny weren't just the biggest and smallest animals around, they were the best of friends. The end.